Hello, and welcome once again to Talking with the Principal. I'm Ron Strumensky, principal of Wakefield High School. It's good to have you with us. Each year, the National Merit Scholarship Qualifying Test is given in conjunction with the PSATs, the Preliminary Scholastic Aptitude Tests. Well over 1 million students take this test across the country. Today, you're going to meet 4 very special seniors at Wakefield High School, among the 5% of those who scored in the highest echelons of that test. Joining me for the first half of the program is Andrew Connolly. Andy, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And Esther Booty Alter. Esther, welcome.
Thank you.
Lots of people watching probably have absolutely no idea what PSATs are all about. You took this test as juniors. What is a PSAT?
It's similar to the SATs, but it's somewhat a preliminary SATs. The score doesn't count towards colleges, but it gives students a chance to practice for the SATs.
And that's why they call it preliminary. So it gives students an opportunity to go through a college board test, get the feel for it, see what it's going to be like. What's it feel like, Andy, walking into a PSAT?
I really wasn't nervous at all because I know it doesn't count. But SATs we took them in the spring for the first time. Those were a little different. There's more pressure.
Did you feel that way, Esther, going in? Did you feel uptight about it?
A little bit, but once I started, it wasn't too bad.
What's the nature of the test? For those, again, a lot of parents who are watching maybe have sophomores in high school. What actually is on a PSAT test? What are they testing?
Well, part of it is math, basic like algebra skills and geometry, and the other section is verbal, which tests analogies, sentence completion, reading comprehension.
Andy, what do you do to get ready for a PSAT? Is there any way that you prepare to go in to take a test like this?
I didn't prepare for my PSATs, but I did for my SATs. I took some courses, Mrs. Laramie, tutoring in math and English. I went to Mrs. Anderson once, and I think those help. But PSATs, I thought they were, in general, easier than the SATs. It tests your math, it tests your reading.
Did it, in fact, accomplish what it set out to do, which was to make you more comfortable about going into the actual SATs?
Practice definitely helped. The more I practiced in classes at school, the more comfortable I felt taking them.
It's interesting, Andy, you talked about actually going into tutorials to prepare for college boards. There's a major debate that's been going on for many years. The College Board says really people shouldn't go and take courses to get ready for SATs because it doesn't improve your score enough. You did that. Esther, did you do any preparation for the College Board?
A little bit of preparation on my own in my English classes and math classes, but I didn't pay to take any courses.
Let me ask you, for the sake of, again, people who may not know you and lots of people watching do not, tell us a little bit about yourself and your activities here at Wakefield High School, Esther.
Well, I'm involved in the music department. I play the clarinet in concert band, and I play percussion in marching band. And I played tennis the last 3 years in the spring. This year, I'm one of the feature editors for the Warrior Times, and I'm one of the co-captains for the math team this year.
Are there enough hours in the day to do all of that?
Hardly.
We ought to immediately congratulate Esther as part of the Wakefield High School Marching Band for their great accomplishment this month and becoming, again, a 5-star performance at the MICA competition.
Thank you.
It was a wonderful, wonderful opportunity. You must have been very proud, as I'm sure the entire group was.
Yeah.
Andy, tell us a little about yourself and your activities at Wakefield High School.
I'm involved in soccer and basketball. I'm captain of the soccer team this fall, and in the winter I'll be captain of the basketball team. I'm involved in student government. I'm on student council, and I'm also in the National Honor Society.
What does it mean to be a captain of a team? What kind of responsibility do you have to assume to be a captain?
Being a captain is not always fun. A lot of times you gotta tell kids things that maybe they don't want to hear. Overall, it's a great experience, though. I enjoy it a lot. I think that it's even more challenging when maybe the team's not doing so well. Maybe you got to say a few things to get them back on the right track.
How about in terms of dealing with some of the younger members of the soccer team
Mhm.
or basketball team?
Well, I know when I was a freshman, I was on the varsity soccer team, and I remember Adam Colantoni and Craig Campbell were the captains then, and they really helped to bring me along, and I try to do the same with Matt Calley, who's a freshman this year.
I ought to hasten to congratulate you and the boys soccer team and the girls soccer team who have qualified this year to appear in the state finals, which is a wonderful achievement and is the goal, is it not, at the beginning of the
That
year?
is the goal. That's one of our goals.
Let's talk about Wakefield High School. You've both been here now. You're in your 4th year. Are you getting a little nostalgic, Esther? You know, that really it's going to be all over this year?
A little bit. A little nervous about leaving and going off to college.
What are you looking ahead to? What's the school of your choice? Where, fingers crossed, where do you hope you're going to be next September?
Well, I'm applying early to UPenn, and I'll know mid-December if I'm in there or not.
Again, for those who may be listening, what does it mean that you've applied for early admission? What's entailed in that?
Well, the deadline is November 1st, unlike the regular deadline, which is January 1st. And if I get in early, I agree with it, make an agreement with the school that I will go there. And
So that any college or university that accepts you, you are committed to saying yes to them, and it's sort of a contract
for early decision.
for early decision. Andy, what are you looking ahead to?
I'm looking at right now 3 schools: Williams, Colby, and Bowdoin. Those are my probably top 3 choices that I'm looking at right now. I definitely want to play basketball in college, and I've talked to coaches at all 3 schools, and I visited Williams and Colby. So I've liked both of them, and I'm visiting Bowdoin this weekend, and I'm sure that I'll like that too.
It makes it hard when you visit 3 colleges and you like all of them.
Yeah.
For sure. Well, let me again offer my congratulations as principal of the high school to you and tell you how proud I am and the faculty is. You surely represent the best of our student body, and we wish you the best of luck in all of your future endeavors.
Thank you.
Be sure to stay tuned for part 2. We're going to meet 2 more commended scholars in the Merit Scholarship testing. Don't go away. Welcome back to Talking with the Principal. I'm Ron Skrumensky, principal of Wakefield High School, and now we meet the final 2 commended scholars. You've met the first 2. All 4 of these young people were in the top 5% of the National Merit Scholarship testing that took place last year. Each of them has received a letter of commendation, which will go along with their college transcript and information for admission. Let's welcome into our Channel 15 studio Leslie Monrose. Leslie,
Thank you.
welcome. Happy to have you here. And Erica Zappi.
Hey.
Hi.
Hi.
Erica feels very comfortable in the TV studio because she's already a part of the program here at Wakefield High School. Are you going to do something with television in your lifetime, Erica?
I've thought about it. I'm interested in journalism, maybe broadcast journalism. I'm not sure. It's one of the things I'm kind of thinking about, but I like it. I've enjoyed taking it for 4 years.
It's a little bit of a tie-in
Yeah, it's been a fun
with
class.
journalism.
Right.
After all, it's all part and parcel of the same thing. We
Yeah.
call communications.
Yeah.
Is this the first year that you've been in the program?
No, this is the 4th year.
So you've been in the cable program every year for
Yeah,
4
since
years?
my freshman year. I'm one of the first 2 that have taken it for 4 years straight.
Terrific.
So.
That's great. Leslie, welcome in.
Thank you.
If I were to ask you what your favorite subject has been at Wakefield High School for the past 4 years, what would you say?
I'd probably have to say English.
English.
So.
You know how happy that makes me? I don't know whether you know this or not, but I was an English teacher. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Yes. I majored in English, and I have a master's degree in English language and literature. So it pleases me how lots of kids don't like English.
That's very
Safe
true.
to say?
Yes.
Oh, God, I have to go to English again. What is it about English that you like?
Well, I've always loved to read, and I think it tends to be more interesting than anything scientific. I mean, I like creative things. I love to draw. I love music. So it's just more entertaining.
Don't you realize that people like Erica, who are in television, are taking people away from reading today? That we hear people students especially, are spending too much time watching television and they're not reading anymore?
That's true. but we're friends.
Sure.
When you hear that, as a person who's interested, but you're interested in journalism too.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going towards broadcast or print. I like to write a lot.
Do you think that we might get to a point where people will stop reading? I mean, when
I
you,
hope
you
not.
you look at the broad expanse of television, computers today, how people communicate now, from what I've read recently, very few people write letters anymore.
That's all computer.
Everything is computerized now. Do you have
Well-
computers at home, by the way?
Yeah.
How much use do you make, Leslie, of a computer at home?
I really don't use it for anything other than typing up reports, doing work. I'm not on the net or anything. I'm not into computers. But it is important. It does make life a lot easier.
Definitely.
How about you, Erica?
I-
How much use do you get out of a home computer?
It's so much easier to like write papers on the computer, and you can get so much more out of it. I think they're good tools. You can't be unintelligent to use a computer. You have to, you can't have no background in reading or anything to use a computer. They're
Still
hard
that basis
tools
of
to use.
reading that's so very important to any kind of success.
Yeah.
I can remember doing my television show in the city that I live in, and I had a woman who was very much into computers, and she recommended to all of the parents that when their children get into the second grade, they absolutely should purchase a computer. How early did you get a computer and begin to toy with it a bit? You remember, Leslie?
I remember I was in the 4th grade when
I
we
think-
got our first computer for home use.
That sounds about right. Third,
Yeah.
fourth
So
grade.
you're about 9 years old.
Yeah.
About-
And did you actually get a chance to do some
I
things
did. It
that
was
were-
at that point. It was mostly just playing
Yeah, it was
with
like
it.
games and stuff,
Yeah.
but not like.
Now it's become an important tool.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question I asked the others, and that had to do with the test itself. When you went into the PSATs, you obviously did very, very well in it. Were you surprised how well you did? And don't be modest now. I don't want you to be modest. Did you feel when you walked out of the PSATs that you felt pretty good?
I didn't think they were all that bad, but I didn't think I had done as well as I did. I wasn't really surprised by anything on the test or how I felt after. I didn't feel I had done horribly, but I didn't feel I had done well either. So.
Leslie, how did you feel? Do you remember?
I had the same experience. I knew I had done all right. I didn't think I, bombed it, but I was surprised by score.
Again, for people watching, you need to understand that these two young ladies, and Esther and Andrew, did better than 19 out of every 20 students who took this test last year. When you think of it that way, did you expect to do that well? Did you have that
No.
kind of expectation for yourself?
No, I didn't go into this looking to get this, get the commendation. It was just, everyone took the PSAT, took it. and
But
then-
generally speaking, are you good test takers? I mean, traditionally, from the time you started taking tests, have tests been fairly easy for you? You're
Yes.
nodding,
I like
Leslie.
standardized tests.
Standardized tests don't bother
They
you
don't
too
bother
much.
me.
So you had a good feeling. Some people do well on tests, and some people just don't do well on tests. What do you do to prepare for a test? Now, other than, I talked with Andy and Esther, and one was tutored and one did a little work on her own, but other than that kind of preparation, do you make sure you go to bed early the night before? Do you eat a good breakfast? I mean, someone said to me, you mustn't go into a test without having a good breakfast.
I didn't eat anything.
Did you think you didn't eat anything
I
at
don't like
all?
eating breakfast, though.
How about you, Leslie?
Well, I think the advice I'd give to someone taking the PSATs, the most important thing would be to know how the test is set up,
Exactly.
to know what to expect, the structure of the questions, just different things like that, because then you're not worried about it. Just as long as you know how things should be.
Did you get any preparation in your classes?
Yes.
at
I think
school?
we had, not the sophomore year, but when we took it at the beginning of junior year, I think our English teacher gave us sheets from the SAT book, it's almost exactly the same as, so.
Let me ask you, because I know everyone is interested, what are you looking at for next year now, Erica, as we wrap the show up?
Oh, definitely college, either journalism or psychology. I'm
Any
kind of thinking of.
schools that you've already applied to?
Well,
or you,
I'm looking to apply to Northeastern, Boston College, and Stonehill are my top choices.
if you had
So-
your druthers and you could take any one of those, which one would it be?
Oh, I don't even know. It's a toss-up between BC and Northeastern. I like them both a lot, so.
Okay. Leslie, what are you looking ahead to?
Well, I have two schools that are in my mind right now. Dartmouth and Syracuse are my biggest. I'm hoping for Dartmouth, but
And what we mentioned, you want to follow up the English interest?
I've thought about journalism, but I'm leaning more towards advertising. Anything where I can incorporate my drawing.
Okay, again, let me offer my congratulations to both of you.
Thank you.
To all 4 of our commended scholars at Wakefield High School. Again, the faculty and staff are awfully proud of your performance, and we're going to be tracking you for many years to come. Please come back and visit us. Thank you. We'll look forward to seeing you once again on our next edition of Talking with the Principal. Bye now.